It was 2 a.m. The baby wouldn't stop crying. And Rachel, a beautiful single mom with dark circles under her eyes from exhaustion, was at her wit's end. She looked at the little bundle of joy in her arms and sighed. It had been like this for days. She didn't know what to do. Her friends were no longer answering her calls. Her boss had just fired her, and her bank account was almost empty. She needed to get out of town, but where could she go? Who could help her? Who would take care of her and her baby? She thought of her sister, but she wasn't sure if it would be a good idea. Things hadn't been easy between them ever since their parents had died. They were only 19 and 21 respectively, and they had to learn how to navigate life on their own. Still, Rachel had no other choice. She had to ask for help. So she called her sister, who picked up on the 5th ring. "May," Rachel said softly, "I need your help." Meanwhile, on the other side of town, James, a successful businessman with a kind heart, was getting ready for bed. He ran a successful company that specialized in finding innovative solutions to complex problems. But his true passion was helping single mothers through his charity. That night, James couldn't sleep, kept thinking about the countless mothers he had helped over the years. He wondered if any of them ever thought of him as more than just a benefactor. He longed to be more than just a giver, to be a friend, maybe even a lover. Little did he know that fate had a surprise in store for him. The next morning, James arrived at the airport for his red-eye flight back home. He had meetings to attend and paperwork to finish, but first he needed coffee. As he stood in line waiting for his caffeine fix, he heard a baby crying. He turned around and saw a young woman holding a screaming infant close to her chest. She looked exhausted and overwhelmed. Something in her eyes caught James's attention, and without hesitation he approached her. "Can I help you?" he asked gently. The woman looked up, startled. "Oh, no, I'm fine," she replied quickly, trying to regain her composure. James could tell she was struggling. He sat down next to her and offered to buy her a coffee. She hesitated for a moment, then finally agreed. As they sipped their coffee, James learned that the woman's name was Rachel, and that she was a single mother who needed to get to New York to see her sister, who was taking care of her baby while she went to work. He also discovered that she was broke and exhausted from lack of sleep. Seeing her struggle, James felt a surge of sympathy. He knew he had to help her. Meanwhile, Rachel was surprised by James's kindness. She had never met a stranger who was so attentive and caring. His gentle nature and willingness to help put her at ease. As they talked, she realized that she was opening up to him like she had never opened up to anyone before. She told him about her dreams, her fears, and the challenges she had faced as a single mother. As she spoke, she felt a sense of relief wash over her. Maybe this chance encounter, she thought, was exactly what she needed. When it was time to board the plane, James offered to pay for Rachel's ticket. Overwhelmed with gratitude, she accepted his offer. As they settled into their seats, James couldn't help but feel a sense of connection with Rachel that he had never experienced before. He found himself drawn to her strength, her resilience, and her unwavering determination to be a good mother. During the flight, James continued to make Rachel feel comfortable and safe. He talked to her about his life, sharing stories about his childhood and his passion for helping others. Rachel, in turn, shared more about herself, revealing her dreams for the future and the challenges she had faced since becoming a single mother. By the time the plane touched down in New York, a sense of camaraderie had formed between them. They had shared their stories, their fears, and their hopes for the future. As they stepped off the plane, Rachel felt a mix of emotions. She was grateful to James for his kindness, but she was also nervous about what the future held for her and her baby. James, sensing her apprehension, reached out and gently touched her arm, offering silent support. In that moment, Rachel felt a surge of gratitude for this chance encounter. Little did she know that their paths were about to become even more intertwined. After settling in at her sister's house, Rachel received a text message from James. He wanted to check in on her and see how she was doing. Overjoyed by his thoughtfulness, Rachel responded warmly, expressing her gratitude for his help. James, eager to continue their connection, suggested meeting up for dinner. Rachel, though hesitant at first, eventually agreed. She couldn't shake the feeling that there was something more between them. Their dinner together was filled with laughter, deep conversations, and a growing sense of connection. James was everything Rachel had ever wanted in a man: kind, intelligent, and sensitive. He listened intently as she shared her story, offering words of encouragement and support. Rachel found herself opening up to him in a way she had never done before. She had never met someone who understood her struggles and who cared about her well-being so deeply. As the evening drew to a close, James asked Rachel if she would like to go on another date with him. Overwhelmed by his charm and kindness, Rachel agreed. In the weeks that followed, Rachel and James began spending more and more time together. They explored museums, strolled through parks, and shared intimate moments that made Rachel's heart soar. James was not only supportive and understanding, but he was also incredibly fun to be around. His sense of humor and playful spirit brought a lightness to Rachel's life that she had long forgotten existed. But as their relationship deepened, Rachel couldn't help but wonder about James's intentions. Was he truly interested in her, or was he just being kind? She had been hurt in the past and was afraid of getting hurt again. Despite her apprehension, Rachel couldn't deny the feelings she had developed for James. He had a way of making her laugh, of understanding her like no one else could, and she found herself falling for him more and more each day. One evening, while having dinner at James's apartment, Rachel decided to confront her feelings. She had discovered that James was the CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company, and she couldn't help but wonder if he was just interested in her because of her status as a single mother. To her surprise, James confessed that he had developed real feelings for her. Relieved and overjoyed, Rachel realized that she had found someone who loved her for who she was. However, just as their relationship seemed to be blossoming, Rachel discovered a secret that threatened to tear them apart. While going through some paperwork, Rachel stumbled upon a document that revealed the truth about James's past. He had once been a struggling entrepreneur with humble beginnings. Overwhelmed with a mix of emotions, Rachel confronted James, demanding an explanation. James, taken aback by her reaction, confessed everything. He explained that he had worked hard to achieve success and that his charitable work was his way of giving back. Despite his confession, Rachel couldn't help but feel betrayed. She had trusted James, and now she realized that she had been wrong. Her friends warned her that James was too good to be true, but she had ignored them. Now she was paying the price. Determined to move on, Rachel decided to focus on her relationship with God and her family. She started attending church regularly and reconnected with her sister. With their support, Rachel regained her strength and started planning a new future for herself and her baby. As time passed, Rachel began to heal. She realized that she had been too quick to judge James and that he had only wanted to help her. Filled with remorse, she decided to give him another chance. Reaching out to James, Rachel apologized for her behavior and expressed her desire to reconcile. James, overjoyed, readily accepted her apology, and the two began working on rebuilding their relationship. With the support of their families and friends, Rachel and James's love grew stronger than ever before. 6 months later, James proposed to Rachel in a beautiful ceremony. Overjoyed, she said yes. The wedding was a joyous celebration of their love. Family and friends gathered to witness the union of two hearts that had found each other after so much heartache. As Rachel and James exchanged their vows, they promised to love and cherish each other through the ups and downs of life. It was a promise of a lifetime, a promise to always be there for each other, no matter what.